بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معاكم مستر حسين شريف، مراجعة المادة العلمية الدكتورة دعاء عبد العظيم. النهاردة بقى بناخد the third monthly exercise part 1 page number 58. Correct the underlined part in the following statement. Number 1, somatic cells divide meiotically, resulting in the growth of the organs. Somatic cells divide meiotically, resulting in the growth of the organism. طبعا احنا قلنا نلاقي growth، طبعا دي تبقى ايه؟ mitotically or mitosis cell division. اوكي، فيبقى هنا mitotically resulting in the growth of the organism. Number 2, the spindle fibers are formed during interphase of mitosis. Spindle fibers are formed during interphase of mitosis. طبعا the spindle fiber formed during a prophase of mitosis. Number 3, the nucleus disappears at the end of metaphase of mitosis. nucleus disappear، طبعا النيوكليوس والنيوكلير ممبرين كان بيحصل لهم disappears at the end of اي phase، طبعا prophase of mitosis at the end of prophase. Okay. Number 4, reproduction occurs by regeneration in bacteria and algae. Reproduction occurs by regeneration in bacteria and algae. طبعا ده by ايه؟ by binary fission in bacteria and algae. Number 5, the parental organism disappears when reproduction occurs by podding. parental organism بيحصل له disappear، ودي في عندي بس هنا في one case in reproduction أو one type of reproduction أو sexual reproduction occur by a binary fission like bacteria, amoeba. Okay. بيبقى parental organism disappears when reproduction occur by binary fission. Number 6, reproduction occurs by spores in yeast. Reproduction occurs by spores in yeast، طبعا fungus. طبعا هنا reproduction occur by spores in bread mold fungus or mushroom. Okay. يبقى reproduction occurs by spores in bread mold fungus or mushroom. Number 7, sexual reproduction depends on mitosis. Sexual reproduction depends on mitosis. Sexual reproduction depends on mitosis to form gametes. Depends on a meiosis or meiotic cell division to form طبعا الجاميتس. Number 8, reproduction occurs by regeneration in sponges. Reproduction occurs by regeneration in sponge. طبعا السبونج reproduce by budding. امال reproduction occurs by regeneration in ايه؟ in starfish. Okay. Number 9, bread mold fungi reproduce by binary fission. Bread mold fungi reproduce by binary fission. البريد mold fungi طبعا reproduce by ايه؟ spores propagation. Okay. Write the scientific term for each of the following. Number 1, specialized cells for producing gametes. Specialized cells for producing gametes. طبعا في specialized cells كده الجوب بتاعتها هي انها تعمل ايه؟ produce gametes. طبعا through meiotic cell division. اوكي. السبيشalized cell دي called reproductive cells. اوكي. These specialized cells for producing gametes. Number 2, a network of filaments extending between the two poles of the cell formed during prophase. Network of filaments extending between the two poles of the cell formed during prophase. طبعا دي الspindle fibers. Number 3, the phase in which the chromosome pairs line up on the equator in the center of the cell. خلي بالنا من chromosome pairs. اوكي. يعني كده بقينا فين؟ هنا بقى في الميتافيز 1. اوكي. يبقى الفيز دي هتكون ايه؟ ميتافيز 1 في الميوتيك سيل ديفيجن. اوكي. في الفيرست ستيج. Number 4, a phase of mitosis in which the spindle fibers contract, causing each pair of homologous chromatids to separate from each other. A phase of mitosis in which the spindle fibers contract during each pair of homologous chromatids to separate from each other. طبعا anaphase. Number 5, a phase of mitosis in which a set of changes occur the opposite of those that occurs in prophase. يبقى هنا a phase of mitosis in which set of change occur the opposite of this that occurred in prophase. اللي هي التغيرات اللي حصلت عكس اللي حصل في البروفيز. هنا بيبقى يكون فين؟ في التيلوفيز. تيلوفيز. اوكي. Number 6, a phase in which each pair of homologous chromosomes separate from each other. خلي بالنا هنا homologous chromosomes أو pairs of homologous chromosomes separate from each other without the centromeres dividing or split. Without the centromeres dividing, and they move toward the opposite poles of the cell. A phase in which each pair of homologous chromosomes separate from each other without the centromeres dividing, and they move towards the opposite poles of the cells. يبقى دي ايه؟ anaphase 1. برضو هنا في الفيرست ستيج meiotic cell division. Number 7, asexual reproduction occurs through various plant organs except seeds. Asexual reproduction occurs through various plant organs except seeds. قال لي except seeds or without seeds. يبقى ده كده ايه؟ الفيجيتاتيف reproduction. Another question, compare between each of the following. Number 1, mitosis and meiosis. According to, in terms of the cells that divide, the number of resulting cells, and the number of chromosomes in each resulting cell. According to the cells that divide in mitosis, cell division occur in all somatic cells. Occur in all somatic cells. Meiosis occur only in reproductive cells. Occur only in reproductive cells. According to the number of resulted cells and chromosomes, in mitosis cell division, the number of resulted cells, 2 cells are produced. Okay? While in meiosis cell division, the number of resulted cells, 4 cells are produced. According to chromosomes, or the number of chromosomes in each resulting cells, in mitosis cell division, each cell contains the same number of chromosomes 2n, or diploid number. While in meiosis cell division, each cell contains half number of chromosomes, or n, or haploid number. Okay. Number 2, compare between meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 in terms of interphase and centromere. Meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 in terms of interphase and centromere. According to interphase, in meiosis 1, before starting prophase 1, the parent reproductive cell passes through interphase where genetic material is duplicating. يبقى هنا الانترفيس بس before meiosis 1 or before starting prophase 1. While in meiosis 2, before starting prophase 2, the resulted cell from first passes through interface where genetic material is duplicating. طبعا هنا before starting prophase 2 resulted cell from first طبعا doesn't pass through interface. اوكي يبقى هنا في الميوزيس 2 طبعا doesn't pass through interface في ميوزيس 2، لكن ميوزيس 1 لازم هنا ايه لازم pass through interface. طبعا بيحصل الدوبليكيتنج للجينيتيك ماتيريال، لكن في الميوزيس 2 طبعا don't pass through interface. centromere through anaphase 1 the centromeres don't split. طبعا هنا في الميوزيس 1 في الانافيز 1 through anaphase 1 the centromere don't split. While in meiosis 2 through anaphase 2 the centromeres split lengthwise. اوكي يبقى الانترفيس في الميوزيس 1 هنا بيحصل path through interface before starting prophase 1. While meiosis 2 before starting prophase 2 resulted cell from first meiosis تمام don't pass through interface. Okay. Number 3, compare between sexual and asexual reproduction in terms of the number of individuals involved, the type of division upon which reproduction depends, the genetic characteristics of the resulting offspring. يبقى هنا according to the number of individuals involved, asexual reproduction, it occurs by only one living organism. Only one. Just only one. While sexual reproduction, it occurs through 2 living organisms. One of them is a male and the other is a female. According to type of division, In asexual reproduction, it depends on mitotic division, while sexual reproduction, it depends on meiotic division. طبعا to form gametes. Okay. According to the genetic characteristics of resulting offspring in asexual reproduction, the new offspring gets a full copy of the parent individual's genetic traits. The new offspring gets full copy of the parent individual's genetic traits. While in sexual reproduction, the new offspring combines the genetic traits from two sources, the male and female. Compare between number 4, starfish and yeast fungus in terms of the type of asexual reproduction. Compare between starfish and yeast fungus in terms of the type of asexual reproduction. Type of asexual reproduction, according to starfish, reproduction by regeneration. Reproduction by regeneration. While yeast fungus, type of asexual reproduction, reproduction by budding. Okay, ده بالنسبة لي starfish and yeast fungus. Another question, give reason for each of the following. Number 1, a chromosome is formed from two homologous chromatids during cell division. Because before starting cell division, the cell passes through a phase called interphase, which duplicates the amount of genetic material or DNA. Number 2, the phenomenon of crossing over causes genetic diversity in individuals of the same species. The phenomenon of crossing over causes genetic diversity in individuals of the same species. Because it contributes in exchange of genes that carry genetic traits between the two homologous chromatids, and distributing them randomly in the gametes. Because it contributes in exchange of genes that carry genetic traits between the two homologous chromatids and distributing them randomly in the gametes. Page number 59, number 3, give reason. Asexual reproduction preserves the genetic structure of the organism. Asexual reproduction preserves the genetic structure of the organism. Because a living organism produces new individuals or offspring that have genetic traits identical to the original living organism during mitotic division. Because a living organism produces new individuals or offspring that have genetic traits identical to the original living organism during طبعا mitotic division. Number 4, budding is not considered binary fission. Budding is not considered binary vision. Because it reproduction by budding, the cell don't split into two identical cells and the parent cell don't disappear. Okay? Yeah, because in reproduction by budding, the cell don't split into two identical cells. هنا cells don't split into two identical cells like binary fission. Okay, and the parent cell don't disappear like برضو binary fission. Okay, but in reproduction by budding, the bud which is connected to the parent cell grows gradually until it is fully grown. Then it may هنا عنده two options: remain connected to the parent cell forming a colony, or separate from the parent cell and becomes a new fungus. Okay. Number 5, the zygote contains the complete genetic material. The zygote contains the complete genetic material. Because the zygote 2n, or the diploid number, produced from the combination or fusion of a male gamete n, or haploid number, and a female gamete n, or haploid number. Number 6, the parent individual that reproduces by binary fission disappears. The parent individual that reproduces by binary fission disappears because it splits into two identical cells. Because it splits into two identical cells. Give reason. Number 7, reproduction in yeast is similar to that of sponge. Reproduction in yeast is similar to that of sponges. Because both of them reproduce by budding, asexual reproduction, and depend on mitosis division. Because both of them reproduce by budding or asexual، طبعا ده بيعتبر asexual or type of asexual reproduction, and depend on mitosis division. Number 8, new grape varieties cannot emerge if propagated vegetatively. New grape varieties cannot emerge if propagated vegetatively. Because the vegetative reproduction, new individuals or offspring that produce have genetic traits identical to the original living organism during mitotic cell division. Because the vegetative reproduction or new individuals or offspring that produce have genetic traits identical to the original living organisms during mitotic cell division. Number 9, in sexual reproduction, individuals are produced that carry common traits from both parents. In sexual reproduction, individuals are produced that carry common traits from both parents. Because offspring resulting from the sexual reproduction gets his genetic traits from two sources. One of them is the male parent and the other is the female parent. يبقى عشان كده بيبقى ايه sexual reproduction individuals carry common traits from both parents. طبعا ليه؟ عشان خاطر ال offspring هنا resulting from sexual reproduction gets his genetic traits from two sources. في عندي two sources not one source. في عندي two parents. One of them is the male parent and the other is the female parent. Number 10, give a reason for regeneration is not considered reproduction in all cases. Regeneration is not considered reproduction in all cases. طبعا regeneration مش هيبقى reproduction في كل الحالات. اوكي لازم في عندي هنا في condition. اوكي because in case that the missing part of the animal can grow forming new complete animal if it condition عندي هنا بقى it contains a part of the central disc and this is known as reproduction by regeneration. يبقى ده الكونديشن اللي عندي if it contains اللي هو missing part of the animal if it contains a part of the central disc. ده الكونديشن اللي عندي. لو حصل كده يبقى كده ايه يبقى is known as reproduction by regeneration. يبقى كده هنسميه reproduction. اوكي while in case بقى في حالة تانية اللي هي that the remaining part of the animal can form new arm instead of مثلا missing one and this is known as regeneration only. هنا يعتبر بس ايه regeneration او يعتبر تجدد مش reproduction by regeneration. اوكي يبقى هو لو ما كانش فيه if not او it don't contain a part of central disc ده كده هنا ايه not considered is not considered reproduction. اوكي ده بيعتبر هنا ايه considered regeneration only. ده تجدد فقط. لكن لما بيكون في عندي contain part of the central disc ساعتها هنا هقول ايه ده كده reproduction by regeneration. تقاصر بالتجدد. Another question, what happens when the cell does enter the interphase stage before dividing? The cell does not enter the interphase stage before dividing. هنا بقى the genetic material is not duplicating and the cell does not prepare for division. يبقى هنا genetic material is not duplicating. Okay and the cell does not prepare for division. طبعا هنا مش هيبقى في keep لي number of chromosome for the species. Okay question number 2, the animal cell does not have centrosome. Animal cell does not have the centrosome. السنتروسوم الفانكشن بتاعته ايه؟ ايه الجوب بتاعته هنا بقى؟ هو بيعمل هنا ايه؟ فورم سبندل فايبر. اوكي، طب هو لو مش موجود يبقى كده ايه؟ it can't form الانيمال سيل can't form spindle fibers, so the animal cell can't divide. طبعا احنا عارفين ان السنتروسوم in animal cell form spindle fibers, but in plant cell don't have centrosome. امال بقى هنا السبندل fibers how it form by a condenses of cytoplasm at two pools of cells. اوكي، فيبقى هنا الانيمال cell if doesn't have the centrosome, it can't form spindle fibers, so the animal cell can't divide. كده نكون وصلنا لنهاية حصة اليوم. إن شاء الله هنكمل third monthly exercise الحصة القادمة إن شاء الله، وأتمنى لكم التوفيق، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.